Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Tuesday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go across to our friends up in Queensland. We're heading to Brisbane in particular and, of course, speak with the Aspley Hornets under-13 youth girls premiership team who won their grand final probably now almost 2 months ago now. And we got pretty much we got 6 of the players and the 2 coaches join us right now to tell us a bit about it. Thanks all you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
We'll get all you to introduce yourselves, and for the players in particular, what position you all played on the field on grand final day.
My name's Jordan. I played halfback. I'm Taylor and I played the mids and ruck.
I'm Jess and I play fullback.
I'm Charlotte and I played halfback.
I'm Josie and I played centre half forward.
I'm Nikita and I play full forward.
I'm Ange and I co-coached.
I'm Sly and I head coached.
Tell us a bit about this amazing season by your team.
You're up there?
We only got defeated once in the whole season. On all the other games we won. So a pretty good season for the girls.
Some games are tougher than others, but we all put our heart and worked in, and yeah.
Now, tell us a bit about the final series. I think you played the semi-finals and then the grand final. I'm pretty sure, if my memory serves me correct. Tell us a bit about the semi-final firstly.
Oh, the semi-final was a bit of a tougher game for us, and we were losing a fair bit of the game, but we pulled out on top in the last quarter. Yeah.
It was definitely like playing ping pong, like just back and forth with the ball. But yeah.
Yeah, go.
Yeah. Well, me, my dad, the coach, and my mum, the manager, we were all in hotel quarantine. So we were watching it on the Zoom call from our hotel room, and yeah, it was.
Coach was very stressed out, pacing up and down a 10 by 4 metre hotel room, watching the girls, hearing the cheering and just going, come on, and they were behind pretty much. They started off strong, and then I don't think we scored a goal in the second quarter or the third quarter, and they kicked ahead, and in the last quarter they came home strong. There was a couple of little Zoom calls at halftime for a little bit of prep talking, but it was the most stressful situation because, Nikita, Heidi, my wife, the manager, and then myself were just stuck in this room and just had absolutely no say in what was happening in the game. But the girls' fitness in the end showed through and they were able to run over the top of them.
So I have to ask, what was the message at 3/4 time in that semi-final?
What I said to them was, so I basically said to the girls, we've trained all year for this, those extra fitness sessions that we put in every single Wednesday night. This is now the time, at that last quarter, and I think we started to implement it was, we've got 1 quarter left, girls. It doesn't matter what the score is. You go out there and you empty your tank. You don't need any energy left at the end of that siren. So just go out there, work hard, run hard, support each other, and it'll turn around. And they did it. To their credit, they did it. They executed it to a T. And the celebrations that were on the field were also happening in this hotel room.
No, this is going to sound a silly question. Was the semi-final more tougher than the grand final? Because the margin of victory...
Won our grand final by 1 point in the last quarter. Yeah.
It was eight scoring shots to 4. They had 8 scoring shots to 4. The girls won by 1 point, and the last 4 minutes was completely played in our defensive end, and the girls, I think they made something like 17 tackles in that last 4 minutes, just kept turning them away. Yeah, 24-23 was the final score. Yeah.
Oh, it just answered my question about which one was the toughest out of the lot. So when the final siren went, was there a relief in the grand final?
There was so many girls who were stressing out and getting anxious and worried we're going to lose our grand final. But when that siren went, everyone just jumped and everyone was on top of each other and was so excited. And some were crying.
Crying,
You were
squealing,
hugging.
hugging.
And heaps of hugging.
A lot of crying.
A lot of screaming.
And water bottles.
Just that sigh of relief when the sirens went.
I know for a fact that it was a pretty big day for the junior club in particular. Obviously yourselves won it, but also the 15s won it as well on the same weekend. Did you stay back and watch the 15s?
Yeah, some of us girls did come back and watch, or stay back and watch our girls.
I have to ask, I think if my memory serves me correct, the game was at Yeronga, your grand final. Yep. Guess how special was it to be up on that amazing stage for, in front of all the masses below?
It was an honour, but I do think we did deserve it after all the whole year that everyone put in effort. I do think that we deserved it.
Couldn't agree anymore.
And who got to hold the Premiership Cup first?
Me.
And me.
Yeah, I was going to say the coach as well. So I'll ask obviously the two people that got to hold the cup first. How special was it to hold the cup before you got the chance to jump into the photo with the team, with the trophy?
Oh, it was so cool. It was so big, and I was just holding it like with all that pride from all the girls. Like, I couldn't be any more proud of these girls. It was such an honour playing with them all season. It was a tough one, but it was great holding that trophy and bringing it back to the girls. So good.
And just from my perspective, watching these girls grow throughout the year was just amazing. You know, a lot of these girls hadn't played. Some of them hadn't even played AFL before. One of our players who isn't here tonight, Arahi, she was best on ground on grand final day, but it was her first season playing AFL. Some of the girls, their development that they've seen throughout the year. So for me to give that trophy to Taylor, and then when Taylor turned around and showed the rest of the team and the smiles on the girls' faces, that's why I volunteered my time to coach these girls. It's just that sensation and that effort that they all put in. It was, and as Shah said, it was so deserved. There wasn't a team I didn't think that deserved that win any more than us. And they went out there and they executed it. So yeah, it was such a proud dad moment. Like, I'm a proud dad of Nikita, but that day I was a proud dad of 16 girls, and it was just absolutely fantastic.
This question in particular goes to the players. How special was it to, leave the stage, go back to, your parents and your family that were there watching the game, and see their smile on their faces, that to see, all of you winning the premiership?
It was amazing seeing their faces of achievement, how their daughters got something that most people don't normally achieve in their AFL careers, and it was just, the excitement was, nice to see.
It was really
Felt all your parents how proud they were of you, even if you did lose, they were still going to be proud of you. But you should have seen their smiles on their faces, nearly as big as ours. Because their hearts were racing as fast as ours, I reckon. Because they were sitting there on the sidelines watching us. So it would have been scary for them too. But when we came off the field with all our parents screaming at us and being so happy, giving us hugs, it was just awesome. Everyone's parents are so excited.
You had your medals on the day, and as well as, I think it was the cup, wasn't it? The Premiership Cup on top of that. So how long did all you wear your medals around your neck for, and did any of you sleep with it?
I didn't sleep.
I think I kept mine on for like a couple of days.
Yeah.
Slept with it.
It's just hanging up on my wall now as an appreciation.
I don't know if it was just me, but I brought it to school the next day to show everyone. So much earlier.
And we all got our grand final caps, which was really
Oh, that didn't come off the day.
Days. I think 2 weeks later at presentation, they still were wearing the hats.
really nice clothes.
Players, be very careful when you answer my next question. Tell us a bit about your amazing coaches.
Brilliant.
I'm listening.
Oh, so good having these guys as our coaches. And Scott, I'm great.
Amazing all year. Kept us
Always-
on our feet.
Always there, even if the hard fitness drills that we had to do paid off.
We paid them to say that.
Where's my money? Always being there for us.
Ange plays in the Quaffle W team as well, there at the Hornets. Did you get a chance to go to watch her games? And how special is it to have a coach that also plays at a high level?
It was really funny watching Ange play, watching her
Tackling
and
on the good girl.
yeah, we're tackling them and
Very
getting,
interesting to watch.
and getting in the game. And sets a good example for us girls, watching our coach play in the big guns.
Now let's talk a bit about all your football journeys. Where did it all start and why did you choose it?
Well, I started back in primary school. 2019. Yeah. No, well, we did it as a sport for school, so that's where I kind of got it from, and then like ever since then, it's just been like my number one my go-to.
I started when I was 8 years old in Melbourne. That was a footy focus this year. Ever since going from Melbourne to I got to play my kids game for us.
I've started ever since I was a baby because my dad played footy. So ever since I was born, I had a footy in my hands. So I was playing Auskick when I was younger with all the boys and playing since there. And I played for the Hornets from year 6 in 2019. And I only played 3 games though because I broke my arm. But then I came back this year, strong as, and seeing all these new girls and some of them back from when I played.
You might want to tell him.
Yeah, you might tell him what you achieved this year.
And what you achieved this year, because Taylor had an outstanding season.
I got captain this year and I got best and fairest out of the league and for club. So that was really, really cool and awesome. I reckon that was just best season. I was so excited when I found out. Especially against these girls, finding out that I was good enough to play with them.
I started last year with me and my friends came down to like give it a try, and then I played again this year.
It was my first season this year. I don't even know why I wanted to play footy. I just watched a couple of AFL games last year and I just decided I wanted to play footy. And I'm glad I did.
It turned out to be a gun.
Oh yeah.
Gun in the back line.
As Josie said, I played in a school sport that was AFL, and then I just loved it so much I had to join Aspley Hornets and just give it a shot, and this has been my 3rd season. And
Captain, I was going to get to what you just mentioned, your achievements this year. Obviously, I was going to be talking about your best and fairest that you've achieved. So did you ever thought going into this season that number 1, you were going to get captain, and then number 2, that you were going to win the best and fairest?
No, I had no idea. I was just coming to play with these girls because footy's been my life. But then finding out that I'd get captain, be there for all these girls, and then getting best and fairest out of the league and out of the club, I was shocking. But I was so glad I got it. I was so excited because I didn't think I was actually going to get it. So it was awesome.
I'm assuming, obviously you're crediting your teammates for, your achievements, especially your best and fairest.
It was good.
Without them, it doesn't happen, does it?
Nah, I need these girls as much as they need. I love these girls and I love playing with them the whole season. Too bad that the team's going to go apart a bit next year and next season because I'm going up and some of the girls are staying down or going to other clubs, but no one's going up.
No one's going up.
No one's going up. Someone's going to worry about that.
They're not
We'll
allowed
see.
to leave after winning the premiership. Sorry.
Why would you leave?
Yeah, but it was so good having these girls this year and they're always there for me and they know I'll always be there for them. So it was great playing with them. Love every single one of them.
Each of you to answer my next question. Now, be careful to answer this one as well, which is you all mentioned right at the start what position you'll play on the field. if you had a preferred position, would you like to convince the coaches to put you next season? Where would that be?
I would probably play mostly backs or mids because I am a very strong defender and I do keep the back line in shape. But I am getting the fitness that I do need for next season. So I think I'd be able to run around the field pretty good.
Yeah, I would probably stay forwards. I've just played there all 3 seasons I've played. So I don't really want it.
We love getting those goals.
Yeah, 6 goals.
Keith?
Yeah, I've dropped as well, like the former
I'd rather stay back, like full back and half back, because I just like defending the goals. And, yeah, stopping the other teams from getting the points. So, yeah.
I'd probably go backs. I like defending.
Well, I like playing ruck, but I don't really like jumping the whole game. So I'd probably prefer to go in mids because I like running around and doing the tackling and the goals and defending. Like I like all of it. I just love being in the ball at all times because I hate staying by on the sidelines. Like, because I can't do anything about it. So that's why I like playing mids. It's just a good position for me. Love it.
All of you, including the coaches, to answer my next question, which is, what does the sport of footy mean to all of you, and especially being there at Aspley?
It means everything. It means everything to me. It's like my life. I love playing the sport, the games, the adrenaline on the games, and winning. Even losing feels good sometimes. Like then you can all feel like with all the other girls, and winning. I love winning. I love winning so much. But like footy's my everything. I love getting up to go to the games early in the morning. I don't care how early it is and how much I love sleeping. Footy's that number one for me. Always. It's number one.
Yeah, football it's just really fun, especially for athletes. So much. Everyone has developed friendships within the team. It's really good. Like when you meet up again, it's just really good.
Footy means everything. I'd rather be like getting home from school, like usually before footy I'd do just sit around, do nothing. And then now I'm just like, I just want to go train with the girls because I love these girls. And yeah, it's just great to play footy and win. Didn't have much losses, so that's good. But yeah.
As everyone else said, it's their world and it's my world too. Just the love that everyone shows and the friendships that, as the Peter said, that like everyone's created is just amazing. Over just 1 year of footy, it's just amazing how everyone just bonds.
Yeah, it's really important to me because like it doesn't matter how long I've known before, they're always like a second family to me. And like Aspley's just like, yeah, it's great. Like there's no, yeah, it's just great.
I think like obviously like the girls, I love footy, otherwise I wouldn't be here. But I think Aspley is really good for a community. Like with the girls being able to see me play and me being able to see them, and hopefully in literally probably 4 years' time they'll be playing with me. So I think that's really special as well. I better make sure I teach them well so that I don't get frustrated when they're my teammate. It's such a good community feel, and if you're having a bad day and you come to footy, it makes everything better. So much better.
Yeah, so of course, as Nikita said earlier, we moved around quite a bit. So look, I've been involved coaching. Well, I sort of got thrown into it down in Melbourne, and I just continued on in Canberra as well. And I just love the fact that when you've got a group of kids, and especially with the girls, and I've only ever coached girls, I think the first year was a mix, but when the girls want to learn, it just makes my job so much better. They listen to you, like Jess was saying, this was her first season, and she loved playing defence, and we just would work on her kicking, and by the end of the season she was doing these beautiful big kicks out. So for me, the reward in that is with watching these girls develop into the players and the young ladies that they've all turned into throughout season. They do like to talk a lot, which is one thing I'd like to get out. When the whistle came out, they knew it was time to stop their chattering. But as Ange said, look, we stumbled across Aspley when we first moved up here. They had the right colours, being a massive Hawthorn supporter. They had the right colours on for me. They just, unfortunately, the stripes went the wrong way, but so look, and the club have just been absolutely awesome. It's a family club, you know, like you come down here on the weekend when the senior women's or the senior men's teams are playing and there are kids everywhere. There's a jumping castle on. They put things on for the kids each year. It's a really good family club, and it's now got that pathway for not only the boys to go from juniors all the way through to seniors, but the girls' pathway now is here at the club. And being a proud dad of a young footy player, seeing those opportunities for the girls now is just sensational.
Well, don't worry, I'm a Hawks supporter, so I agree with you on that one. Now, let's finish off with a couple light-hearted questions about the team. Firstly, who had the most embarrassing moment on the field this season, and what was it?
I think we all had a few.
Yeah. All had pretty big amounts.
First game, I had a bit of a mouth issue. I earned myself a yellow card, but I did learn from that and I did grow. I can't remember what game it was, but me and this girl were having like a little shove, and then I actually fell over, and like everyone noticed because the game hadn't even started yet.
I mean, I had an embarrassing moment as a coach where the ball's come down, Nikita's taking a mark in the full forward line, and instead of running back and taking her time, she's rushed to kick and kicked behind, and I'm like, tell my runner, I'm like, you get out there and you tell her to take the time and have the shot at goal. And then the runner comes back and goes, the message was the umpire called touch, and I went, sorry.
My most embarrassing moment probably happened at like, yeah, it's really fun, but being the coach is always you get blamed for everything.
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
It's easier for me to rouse on her than it is on anyone else.
Yeah. Well, I've had a lot of embarrassing moments in footy. A lot of the photos too. I've tripped over my own shoes. I've fallen backwards in kicks, and I remember having an argument with one chick, and my voice cracked through it, and it went really high pitched. And she just started mimicking me for the whole rest of the game. And yeah, some of these other girls, like their embarrassing things just still make me laugh. It's just good having these awkward moments make the girls closer and like better bonded and stuff, and there's always something to talk about when they do silly stuff.
You weren't even singing, just shouting.
So the karaoke at the end of the year when the girls had their breakup, now that was embarrassing for every single one of them in that room.
They were supposedly soundproof doors, but we were testing it a couple of times while people were singing. A couple of people went out and you could actually hear us.
Yeah, we can hear you. The whole kingpin could hear you.
No singing, just shouting.
With soundproof.
Well, I think almost just answered my next question then, which is, who's the comedian, the best singer, and the best dancer on the team?
Oh, for sure, I'm the best singer.
I think I'm the best dancer.
No, you should have seen her moves to Footloose.
Oh yeah, Joe's
I think everyone has their fair share of comedians.
Yeah. I think Frankie's stronger.
Oh yeah. Oh, Frankie.
I think the silent comedian in the group was probably Millie.
Yeah.
So Millie, it was her first season, but she was really, really quiet. You would hardly hear a word out of it, and she would just throw these single line, almost like dad jokes at you. And I just stopped there, and the whole team would just start laughing at her. I think Millie, even though she's not here, is going to win the comedian of the team.
Yeah.
And I think the girls agree. Yeah.
Is anyone on the team into their TikToks? And that's for the players. And for the coaches, how did you try to control their TikTok dance addiction?
Every single one of them were all involved around. I don't know if they have it on their phone, but they were all TikToking and dancing.
Not me.
So I had the rule of thumb where I'd give them their first 5 minutes and whatnot, and when they run their lap, get your TikToks and your dancing out. The rule on, as soon as we crossed out to start training, there was no TikToks, and you would see them, they're lining up doing an ABC drill for a handball drill, and someone's standing 2 back. Instead of watching where the ball's going, they're doing their TikTok moves. And it was, yeah, I tell you what, it was a hard thing to try and control, and especially I think when we were doing our training, instead of just training for one team, we had 2 teams. So it was 23 or 25 13-year-old girls doing TikToks. Yeah, you know, did my head in. So the first thing that would happen, unfortunately for Nikita, as soon as we get home, no TikToks. I do not want to see it. Off we go.
Well, our Frankie, she was constantly doing them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't do them all have TikTok. I just see the girls going off and doing their TikTok dances. And it's hilarious when Frankie does them.
Yeah.
Full on. She's full on doing her handstands and cartwheels.
Yes.
How was the Premiership celebrations like after the game?
Hey.
Well, actually, funny story. So they obviously take photos of celebrations. So we've got Charlotte, Jess and Taylor in one photo, and their faces are just like dropped, and they've all got double chins, and it's like you can see all the veins down there just screaming.
We've got a really, I reckon bad one. Stunning one of Shara and I grabbing onto each other, and like our faces are just scream but pure joy, and all the veins in our arms are pulling out. Now we're grasping each other. We're grasping each other, and you can see like the hands, how stabbed in they are onto each other, and we're just screaming. We're looking straight out into that crowd, so proud of them, just screaming. It's a great photo.
Talking about photos, now obviously the whole team had to do like, I think all the players had to get to put their hand on the Premiership Cup. How difficult was that logistically?
Well, it was very hard. The shark fell on me.
I fell. There's a video of us, and you can see all of them just collapse.
Yeah, we
all
just
the way down.
It was just like dominoes. One person fell and then everyone just fell.
That was me. I was the one that fell.
Domino effect, it sure was.
My cap fell off and it went over my face, and I must have slipped or something, and I fell over, and I fell on top of Zoe, one of our teammates, and everyone just started falling.
So what?
The grand final of the day, and I thought the stadium was going to be broken after they'd finished with it. It was a little bit of fun watching them all fall in on top of each other, and I was just going, "Oh, please don't break the trophy, and please don't break each other."
Yeah, I was holding that trophy. It's not going to get broken.
Yeah, trophy was important.
Yes.
I was not going to get broken with my hands.
I have to ask, the falling down part and, you know, and all that sort of things, was that captured on photos?
I think
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there was a couple of videos at the mums. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there's some videos.
What would be your advice to kids out there that should get involved in footies, especially down there at the Hornets?
In like your footy, like especially when you're young, you'll get like, well, not even if you're young, but you'll get a lot of people telling you can't do it for certain reasons, but like you just can't listen to them. Like you got to keep pushing yourself, and like at the end of the day, it's not like about winning. If not, it's fun, but like you should just have fun. You treasure what you have.
The girls going into like 13th age, getting all those sassiness and everything. So trying to talk back to the ref. That's
Well, that happened to a few of these.
Yeah.
It wasn't
I remember
just
someone
sharp.
happening to me.
It wasn't just sharp.
Well, all those like little kids, like they're just gonna come into it like, oh, it's just a sport. But once they come out of that first game or first training session, they're gonna fall in love. Like just like every one of us, it's just gonna become their everything. Like it doesn't matter what other people say. If you love it, you go and do it. It doesn't matter what other people think.
Always room for improvement.
Yeah. It's gonna become their love.
Oi, thank you so much for getting up your time to join us. It was fantastic to see the result, and especially the way that you did it in a pretty heart-stopping game. I was keeping an eye on those updates throughout the day. So well done the win. Congratulations, and best of luck going to next season. And hopefully I'll have a chat with all you again next year about another premiership, either with 13s or in 15s next year.
Yeah, and we want to thank our coaches and mainly our parents too for helping with all like the getting us to our games and taking us home and dealing with our sulking if we're injured and whining and looking after us when we got home and taking care of us and taking us to all those training sessions and paying for our game, like paying for the season and paying for them all.
And also, the manager, my mum, she's had to deal with us quite a lot as well, being on the sideline and also whenever we were injured, taking us over to the first aid and everything.
Thank you for having us.
No worries, and that's the Aspley Hornets under 13 girls team that won the premiership about a month and a half ago down at Yeronga. There's more on the Smash Sport Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.